Let's check on the YouTube. So we are also live on YouTube for those who are watching on YouTube. I hope the volume is all right from that end on YouTube. So let me check from my own side. Yes, Nigeria is 1 hour ahead of the UK. So right now in Nigeria, it should be around 10:30. So the broadcast tonight will be very brief. It's just an update, especially for those who have been asking about, Diaspora Radio. What is the plan? What is the latest? What are we doing about it? Are we still going ahead, or we're just, gonna have to pass? Anyway, tonight we'll talk about that. Then a bit of boost here and there, especially to our young people, those who are majorly the viewers. So thank you very much for joining me from wherever you are watching from on YouTube right now. I believe you guys can see. Let's check. So I got a bigger camera on. So if Facebook stops you from watching, just continue on YouTube. Okay. So good evening and welcome to Bayegun's Diary once again tonight. A few months back, I think about 2 months back, we raised an important observation of starting a platform that can bring together Nigerians from all over the world to interact, link up, or should I say connect with Nigerians back home. A platform that is so easy to connect with, and we came up with the idea of Diaspora Radio. Diaspora Radio, then the idea behind that was, let's have a platform whereby Nigerians from all over the world, just like I said, who are interested in either showcasing what they are doing in their different abodes all over the world. So people back in Nigeria, or use the platform to open doors for those who might need such through the platform as well. Research, academic, economics, and so on. So we also want to use the platform to grow a sort of cultural relationship in a way that this generation can at least meet somewhere. So if you want to speak, if you want to address your own audience in Yoruba, you will have your own platform there. If you want to address your own audience in Igbo language, you will have your own platform there. If yours are the other speakers of different languages in Nigeria, you can always have your platform there. So we can use that probably to harness a socio-cultural change, or a strong socio-cultural bonding among Nigerians. If not those who are ahead of us, maybe we from our own generation can start something, at least something that we can call our own. So then we came up with online radio. Online radio, this Diaspora Radio, will be an online radio. To start with, it will be an online radio. So whereby wherever you are all over the world, all you need to do is to have the app on your phone, or if you can log in through any other web means, so you will be able to connect with your own favorite program on the platform. Then we also considered those who are going to be a bit underprivileged, because of where they are in Nigeria, because of poor networks and all that. And we said, well, with the app that we will develop with this type of online radio, you will be able to at least save and listen to your own programs offline. I mean, you won't need internet to be able to listen to some of your favorite program or messages that are coming from the Diaspora Radio, as long as you have the app on your phone. Thirdly, we are also considering that if this initiative, this idea is only supported by you guys, then we might be able to convince some other platforms, some other already established radio stations in Nigeria across the country to tap into some of the content, some of the programs that you'll be broadcasting on Diaspora Radio, on Diaspora TV, on Diaspora, and so on and so forth. So we'll be able to connect with at least some radio stations and other platforms in Nigeria who also have their own audiences. You know what I mean? They do have their own audiences everywhere, and you can tap into that by giving them the access to the content on the website. So through this, the message will be sort of so massive, and we expect that to drive a serious change through education. We said if Nigerians have access to information, they will question their politicians. They will question those they call the leaders. The young people, if they have access to real information, right, they will question the way they are being led. But how can they have access to this real information? This is why we came up with the idea of a Diaspora Radio. It will cost us money, and I need to let you know that now. I will give you the skeletal budget to start with, if indeed we are determined. This is for those who have been asking for what is the update. I hope you are watching tonight, and I hope you are also following bit by bit. Thank you so much, guys. I will read the comments later. So, also, one other beautiful thing that Diaspora Radio tends to bring to the doorstep of an average Nigerian in Nigeria is this. The moment Nigerians are connected, take for instance, I have not started saying, oh, let us raise money for this. Oh, please, let us raise money for this person. I've not done that on my Egun's Diary, and it is for a reason. The reason that is personal, right? But now that I'm being dragged out of my shell to get involved in something that will have to connect me with so many Nigerians that God knows if I will ever meet them, ever. And to start something so big and so magnificent, and I mean, in a way that it can actually drive a generational change. So I want to do this now. Now, let's start with what does it take to start an online radio? We don't need a license to start an online radio. From my own investigation, we don't need one. But we do need some license, or let me say, some license and so. And they are to cover us on some copyright, infringement, what do you call it? Sanctions and all that. So if you want to start an online radio and you know that you might be playing music, or you will be playing music, right? So for you to be covered under that, under that copyright, what have you, then you need to get that license. I don't know the name yet, but I just have an idea, right? And it's quite cheap as well. I think for a year, we will need that of around £90, or let's say £100. That will cover us for a whole year. So we can then play music, we can stream music, we can stream so many other things will be covered under that regulation. So that is the only thing that we need at first. Secondly, we need our own website, because before you can reach millions of people, you need a platform that is only yours, built from scratch, not a bought website, ours from the scratch. And to buy your own domain is cheaper. But when you start adding some other securities to it, because Diaspora Radio is going to be, it's going to be public sponsored. I want to have a radio station, but I can have one in this my small house, right? Even with this my small laptop, I can register myself now, open an online radio and start firing and all that. So it will just be me. Nothing so big, no nothing. But my Egun's Diary is doing that already. So if I want to add a radio station to that, I won't need anything that big. But we are talking about a bigger platform now. Something where everyone will feel independent, you feel independent. As long as you have your own login details. Wherever you are all over the world, you know when you can come on and then, deliver your own content. And when your time is up, your audience are there, they've received them, and transmitting and replaying all your content on the same platform is something bigger. And for those who know. So we need our own domain, diasporaradio.com, diasporaradio.net, diaspora radio. I can change all of that. I can change it to anything. That doesn't matter for those who might want to sabotage us and buy those domain names somehow. So to now have a secured website where people can use their own bank details, that's the security I'm talking about. It's not just going to be a website. It's going to be a website whereby you have to be a subscriber to keep us going, because to keep us streaming, sharing information and all of that, day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out, we will need your sponsorship to do that. And this time around, it will be for all of us, not my Egun's Diary anymore. So this is what I found, yeah? So to now have a secured domain where people can use their bank details and other personal information and will keep their information safe, we will be saving, at least for a whole year subscription for that, we will be needing around £2,700 and approximately of £3,000. I'm giving you in pounds because I live in the UK. I believe many of you know that. And Diaspora Radio will be situated in Glasgow, because for those who said I should champion this, they know that I live in Glasgow. Yes, Diaspora Radio will be situated in Glasgow, and this will be the headquarters. And from there, it will birth thousands of other locations all over the world where Nigerians will be congregating, because that's what Diaspora Radio will be all about. That's why we will need it. We will need an office, a meeting place, because we are not a guerrilla broadcasting outlet. We won't be a guerrilla broadcasting outlet. We will be a standard online radio platform, and our office will be in Glasgow, like I said. So I've made my research on that, and I've seen that a small space that we contain 2 offices, an open space for broadcast, a bigger space for broadcast, for broadcasting, interview, and so on, which will be the normal studio, this time around. So, and then with other facilities and other spare rooms for other purposes in that same, place. You know what I mean by office now, Abi? You get a small space where people can actually relax and then cool off before they get on here. And then, where you want to, at least 3 rooms, 1 bigger room for studio and all that. So I've checked that out in Glasgow. And I've seen that, for all inclusive, let's just use the word all inclusive, which means that the rent, the other bills like electricity, gas, council tax, which I believe, except we get a waiver as a community radio, for now, inclusive. And also cleaning of the place. I don't know the word to use for that, but all inclusive for an office in Glasgow. We will need £1,000 a month to fund that. And for a year, we are talking about £12,000 there. That's a lot of money, isn't it? It is, because we are trying something bigger. So for those who are asking for an idea of what is the update on Diaspora Radio, I hope you are following me. So that's an office space. Then we need to equip the office with at least important equipment to make our streaming and I'm just giving you the breakdown now for those who know what a studio should be like. Yeah, I'm not going to be going into microphone and no. So for an office space, there needs a furnishing and then, with other equipment that will keep the job going. We have a budget for that. And this includes the microphones, the computers, the laptops. In this regard, we are looking at 4 solid desktop computers, with a specific specification, by the way. So I won't go much into that. Then, for the on-site and off-site operation, we will need another 4 working laptops. So that makes it 8 computers, desktops, and laptops, and so on. So for an office space needing a furnishing to what we have here, then we will be looking at another £3,000 for that. So if you add all this together, we are now sort of looking at around the £20,000. Then we need personnel. Now, it's going to be a two-way thing to work with Diaspora Radio. We need those who are always going to be hand-on personnel. Hand-on personnel like, operators of our cameras, our equipment, which we can call a technician in this regard. So then we need those who also work within this space, which I will keep their title to myself because they may not even make sense. I made them up. However, we will need hand-on personnel of at least 5 people. 5 people, including a technician that will be operating our equipment and so on. And an engineer, I don't know if it's the same technician or engineer that will be in charge of our network, for those who sabi what that means, and so on and so forth. I will work there free of charge, but these people will be paid, even if they have to do it on a part-time basis. Because of the environment I live in, I don't think anyone works for free just like that. But I'll do that because I do this for free. Nobody pays me for this. So why not? So for those who will be handling that for us in Glasgow here, so that will be a 5 straight job opportunity for them. And in my own way of planning things, if we have to do this, then we have to also budget for a whole year's salary for them. So on a part-time basis, start with, because of our own, because of the way we would likely start, So let's say they are working on part-time basis, 2-3 hours a day, 5 days a week means 10 hours. So by calculation and all that, they should, at least on a part-time basis, be making £500 in a month. So for those who might want to do that on a part-time basis, just 2 hours or what have you in a day, and it's negotiable too. So for 5 people, you have a £2,500 for them as their salary in a month. Then if you have to keep that for another 12 months, which is a whole year, I think that should give us how much? 5 times 6, that should give us 30,000. Am I right? 25,000. Yeah, that should give us about 30,000 pounds. So in all, to start a Diaspora Radio, to kickstart it at all, then we should be looking forward to a savings of 50,000 pounds. Please don't change it to naira, okay? Because if you do, you will break your heart. So, and this can start from whatever means anyone think you can go about it. If I want to start my own small radio station, online radio station, maybe with 5,000 or less, I'll start something very unique. Even 2,000, it will just be a one-man show as usual. If I want to invite anybody, I'll connect them. I'll give them link. They will link up with me and we'll have our chat and they'll go away. Well, this is Diaspora Radio. And for those who might be interested, please, this is my feedback. Okay? So, Mayegun's Diary as a reputable platform with no blemish of any kind that you can find at anywhere. I have a PayPal account. And the reason for that is because it is traceable. Your money is retrievable or recoverable, which means if you change your mind and whatever you give through there, is considered voluntary and it is traceable. So that is why if you are interested in going on with this, as much as we would all love to start it ASAP, this is my own feedback. So I am not starting a GoFundMe account. I'm not starting any or creating any other junkie or whatever account. What we'll do is that we have a platform, a reputable one, Mayegun's Diary. And Mayegun's Diary has a PayPal account. A PayPal account, which is a business account, we take all donations and every donor will be named and listed, except for those who don't want to be named at all. I'll find the link. I've never used it. I'll find the link and I'll drop it in the comment section. Then I'll open the line for those who want to make a contribution or who wants to call in or call through tonight. So give me a moment. First, so I will read the comment too, but let me get this on.
After the election, where them do, still they wait to see the change, cause all the promise when them make, it don't be like saying a fake, and where the money, where the food.
So I just dropped the PayPal, Mayegun's Diary PayPal account. So if you are interested, reach out. If you want to talk on the phone before you make any commitment, it's up to you. So if we don't raise anything substantial before the end of December, then whoever give anything, whatever you give as a donation will be returned back to you. And, every penny, except for whatever charges you are charged when you are making that donation. Okay, so if by the end of December we haven't raised anything substantial at all to start with, then everyone who make every donation will receive their penny back, except for whatever you are charged when you are making that donation, which is, I don't think that is refundable. I don't know. So yeah, the line is open now for those who might want to make any contribution. If you want to call in, as usual, we'll open the line for another, what is the time? We'll open the line for another 25 minutes. So the number is +44 if you are calling from outside the UK. The number is +44 079 60 63 1010. Thank you very much. I have a caller. Good evening and welcome to Mayegun's Diary. Your name and where you are calling from?
Good evening, Mr. Mayegun. This is Victor from Egypt.
Victor from Egypt. How are you tonight, Papa?
Egypt, yeah. I'm okay, I'm fine, and you too.
Continue. I'm listening to you. I want to plug I want to plug this in. I don't want my system to turn off while we are doing this. So continue, I'm listening. I'm just gonna plug this on.
Okay, yeah. So quickly, I would like to say you're doing a wonderful job. And I have actually been thinking about this idea for a long time. Whereby hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Continue.
Whereby we try to make Nigerians living in Nigeria how life are meant to be. Because I discovered that Nigerians are not still losing anything because they have never had any good government. And you can't lose what you don't have. Nigerians and average Nigeria doesn't even have an idea what a good government should look like, how it seems to be like. They don't even have a dream of it. They don't even have an idea of it. So that is why it is hard when there is election and nobody turns up for an election. They don't even know how effective it is, what how powerful their vote is. The last election, I discovered that most people were voting online. They were voting on Twitter. They were voting on Facebook. And you discover by the time the election is done, you discover how many millions of people voted, and you'll be surprised. Where were these people? What were they doing inside?
That's one of the, you see, that's Victor, that's one of the reasons why people said, okay, most of the time when we do these live videos and all of that, many people don't even have enough data to watch in Nigeria, or they don't even have good batteries and all that.
It is sad, and that's why.
But information.
Last time I called.
Yeah, but information can reach them, especially in the rural areas, if they have a means that they don't need the internet to actually listen to a program or a message or things like that, and they can do so easily. So the popular this radio or app is in Nigeria, the higher the expectation of so many groups. The way I believe it, anyway.
So hopefully I hope this will work out and start passing information over to people in Nigeria, and especially on the case of human rights. People don't even understand what it means, what your right means, and how you can sue people and how you can be sued. People don't even know that you can even question the government. People don't even know that you can even question the government parastatals and all the ministries.
And there are so many things as well, so it's not, it's the way I see it, right? The way I see it, that it's going to be a big opportunity for so many people. If you look around you now, right, you see so many young people begging you for school fees, begging you for hospital bills, begging you for this and that, right? Meanwhile, there are so many things they can actually do with little support, with little help from so many people all over the world, only if they can have a platform where their stories are easily heard and then, interpreted too. So it's going to be like a win-win situation for everyone. But as usual,
exactly,
people won't take it. We'll see how we take it.
I like the points you said about people being exposed to opportunities on internet and all those stuff. When you can let people know about, especially we youths. See, Mr. Maigo, not until when I came down to Egypt, I discovered the opportunities on internet because I'm having internet 24 hours. The only time you don't have internet is when you don't pay for it. And even if you don't pay for it, you even have the opportunity of using it, but it might just be slow. And one day I sat down and I thought about it, like, how should I be wasting this whole 24 hours without doing anything after my job? Okay, now let me think about something. And I won't lie to you, I've been able to come up with some ideas which it has been positively financially. Even no matter how little it is, it keeps you busy.
Exactly.
You understand?
And if you have an opportunity, take for instance, if you have an opportunity where you know that, I'm a member of a Diaspora radio in Egypt, stuff like that, and you know that, you listen to all the programs, the opportunities announced here and there, how you can do this or that. You can't imagine. And then, being someone who is a member of who has his own, sort of his own identification that is actually a Nigerian who happens to be a follower of a Diaspora radio as well, you will be exposed to some unimaginable opportunities from wherever you are all over the world. We are all battling one thing or the other, right? It's not just the guys back home that are also. I have my own shortcomings too, but if I have a platform where I know that, wow, I can tap in from anyone from all over the world and they will do it to me. They will do everything for me just like a brother. How would that be?
Of course, yes, of course. Yes, that would be it. Yes. I think that is really great. It's a very great idea, but I just hope people will turn up. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I know. And the way people have been responding, I think this is going to be positive and it's going to work out. But Mr. Michael, not everybody has access to PayPal account and PayPal transactions. So if there's any other way we could donate and which can be visible to the public, please, you can make the research and let us know so we can contribute. Because as for me now, I don't have a PayPal account.
That's fine. We'll look into it. I just don't want to. I don't want to elaborate. I don't want to make it because I've got my own personal life that I live here, so as it be in this place, right? And I don't want a situation whereby I will be exposed to too much of this distraction that I will even sort of drenched in it. And I have my fear too.
Yeah.
But I'll look into it, just like you said.
Yeah.
Thanks, Baba.
Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Nice one.
You're doing a wonderful job.
God bless you. Thank you very much indeed. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Nice one, Baba.
Thank you.
That's a Victor from Egypt. So it's a good idea. I love it. And you know why I'm actually so positive about it is that, sometimes I just feel like what I'm doing in here now, I should be doing it somewhere that is more private, somewhere that's more relaxing, where I can do whatever I want, where I can actually like bring out my real character, and I won't be disturbing my neighbors and all of that, or where I can bring people in and we can have a one-on-one chat. Some of you will be watching live on Facebook, on YouTube. Meanwhile, all over Nigeria, some people are listening on their own headsets, because they have their own. Some will join us because of the beautiful music that will be streaming and all that. Some will join us because of political discussion. Some will join us because of religious consciousness. Because I've received contacts. I've received messages from at least 2 Nigerians who have requested or inquired if religious teachings will be allowed, so that they can give their own contribution to this new idea that will breed a new sort of enlightened generation and all that. So yes, so imagine that, and privacy, where I won't have to worry about Caleb, or worry about his mom, or worry about my neighbors and all that. So it's not just about the the coming together alone. It's about the idea of sustaining it. It starts from people saying, let us do something. Oh, really? Let's do it then. Then okay, let's do it. Or can they do it? It's left to you now. So I've come back, and once in a while I'll be probably jumping back on it. For those who have access to PayPal to make contribution, make good contributions, SARS and MAS, okay? And every contribution will be great, by the way, because every penny counts, they say. So if we are able to raise 50% of this required fund, then I will be happy to come here and announce that we will be having Diaspora Radio live from 2020. And it should be in January 2020. It's not a big deal. It's just like someone opening his wallet right now and say, you know what, Mayegu, I'll give you 20,000 pounds. Go and start something. But, Mayegu, I've just sent you. I'm just kidding. But however, every penny counts. So if we are able to make something substantial, I will be putting my own donation too, because it's important. I'll be putting my own donation too. If there I have 100 pounds, I'll put it there. There I have 200, I'll put it there. If I have just 50, I'll put it there. For those of you who will be paying in dollars, in your Canadian dollars, in your US dollars, I'm just, I don't know. However, whatever we are able to get between now and December 31st, we determine if we will be having Diaspora Radio anytime soon, or if it's just going to be a sweet dream that will keep opening up. So thank you so much for your time tonight. I said it's going to be brief, and we didn't have much callers tonight, and I can understand it's late. So for those who have been able to make contribution by your comments, for those who have, I've had about 2-3 people who tried to call in before we managed to take one earlier. So yeah, thank you so much for the attempt. For those that will watch this video after this, yeah, you can reach out. But one thing is this: if you want to talk about Diaspora Radio after this broadcast, or after you watch this video, please do me a favor. Send me a message first, and let the first line of your message be Diaspora Radio. I receive tons of messages. So many people are sending me so many things that they want me to publish on my Eagle's Diary every now and then. Like, help me post this. My Eagle, you should share that. I don't read them. And there are many. So if you want to have a conversation on this, I mean, specifically on Diaspora Radio conversation, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you are not calling to make any contribution or no. Your own contribution may be material content. you want to have a platform on Diaspora Radio, you can have a conversation with me on this. But do not call or ask me about Diaspora Radio. And then when you get on the phone, you are talking to me about Buhari, about Nigeria is this or that. That would be a waste of time, because that's what we talk about here. And there's always a section here where you can phone in to express that. Please, don't call me to talk about Buhari, talk about Nigeria. If it's about Diaspora Radio, make it the heading of your message. Once I see it, I will read it and I will respond and we can talk. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm back to work tomorrow. On Sunday will be another day. Anything before that. Until then, continue to work.
Down to the suffer, pray God for Nigeria. Oh yeah, my sister, this comment yawa. Down to the suffer, we pray God for Nigeria. After the election, where them do, we still wait to see the change. After the election, where them do, we still wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they don't be like saying a fake. Where the money, where the food.